Oh, hey everybody! Welcome to Vaginal Fantasy. What is Vaginal Fantasy, you ask? Let me tell you. It's a club where me and my three lovely, amazing co-hosts talk about a book that we picked every month in usually the romance genre category. Steampunk, Western, sometimes historical, and this month's Space Brothel. We'll get to that. And as always, 55 episodes later, we are yeah, that's a lot of episodes, you guys. That's over 4 years.
Wow. Wow.
Same co-hosts. Let's go down the line. Kyla Casey, right here.
Hello. Hi. I still have a baby. Haven't sold it yet.
Can you sell a baby? Is that legal?
Oh, yeah.
No, you can't.
Okay, so don't do that. Bonnie Burton's here as well with her colorful, awesome background.
Yes, I reorganized my books again. I don't know if you could tell. I moved the spider up. The spider is up. It's watching over us. The giant spider.
Robin's house and arrange her bookshelf behind her because it's not coordinated.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't done anything. There's no rhyme or reason to any of that.
Well, but Bonnie could come over and color coordinate it. So you have like the color. What is it? The rainbow color. What is it?
Radiant.
Behind me it's the white, so it's white here, and then blue, purple, and then across the way is orange, yellow, red, brown, black.
When did you do that? Like on a Friday night after you drink a lot of coffee?
Yeah, basically. I was staring. This is what happens when you get drunk and look at Pinterest for too long.
My mic is not working.
Your what?
I have a mic problem, so you guys talk amongst yourselves for a second because I'm having mic.
There's an echo,
I did notice that the wrong mic was potentially being in use right now. It sounds like you're using the eyesight camera. It's okay. Take your time. We're good here. Hi, I'm Veronica. I'm the fourth co-host of Vaginal Fantasy. My books are not organized by any kind of rhyme or reason, though I would gladly pay Bonnie in wine and beers to come over and do that for me sometime.
And I accept. I would gladly do that for you. And I'm also good at decluttering because that's what I'm doing right now. And it is a joy. Oh, yes, it is a joy.
Can we talk like this for the rest of the podcast?
I am really good at those things, too. Could I come to help?
Yes, you may. Why don't we talk like we're talking like
bring the baby.
Thank you for that offer that I made you offer.
I like how we're talking like it's from a script that we're finally reading.
You know what it sounds like to me? The second I said the word baby, I was like, I sound like Jareth from the Labyrinth. You remind me of the babe. What babe?
The babe with the power.
The babe with the power.
Power.
Sarah.
Okay, does this sound better,
you don't need the baby.
Yeah, you sound good, Felicia.
That sounds better. Sorry, it was plugged in.
That's
I was doing a podcast recording, and I do it on GarageBand, which is on the Mac, which is right next to my PC right here. You know.
It was weird. I will, at the beginning, it kind of sounded like one of those ASMR videos.
It sounded like this. And you don't like that? You don't like it at all, Bonnie? What's wrong with you?
I'm getting tingly.
I'm gonna play with your hair.
No,
I'm just talking to you about. Listen to. So I'm gonna play with my little ponytail.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not supposed to be what happens, is it?
It's like a serial killer podcast.
What happened to Veronica? Are you really ASMR susceptible? Because you were like writhing around in a weird way.
I know. I said that was inappropriate. I realized that after the fact that that's not what ASMR is supposed to do to a person.
Well, it does make you feel stuff, which actually is going to sound weird right now because I actually used the ASMR voice to put Shepard to sleep during nap time today.
Like, baby, you need to go to sleep. It's really, really nice to
close
your eyes, like, little eyelids, and just close your little toes are so cute.
Oh God.
And I
just repeat that over and over to your baby.
And I'd be like, like that. Like I'd make swallow sounds and go, and every time I made that sound, he'd just stop moving.
Really? Yeah. That's a creepy sound, though.
It is. But I was just trying it out. I don't know.
Anything. Try anything.
I want him to sleep.
Let's move on. So if you're new to this is usually what it's like. It's not organized. But what we're going to talk about, it was Veronica's pick this month, so we're going to talk about her book. But as usual, I give a big old shout out to the local hangouts around the world that we have. We have a really robust local meetups, And I'd like to give a shout out to the ones that met this month or the ones that are upcoming that you might join yourself. You can look at a whole list of those people on goodreads.com/vaginalfantasy under the local meetups tab. So this month on August 26th, the Long and Shots of It met in Dallas at the Flying Saucer. And on August 27th, Books, Booze, and Board Games met in London in the Strong Room in Shoreditch, which I don't know, sounds exotic. On the 28th of August, the Venus Flytraps met in Dayton, Ohio. Really long-standing group there. On the 28th of August, the Clitsap Coterie and Cloudy with a Chance of Clitlet both met in Seattle, Washington at the Raconteur. There's enough insinuation in that to last me a year. August 30th, the Cleft of Shadows met in Silver Moon City and Area 52 Horde. Oh, yes, the Cleft of Shadows is the Vaginal Fantasy WoW Guild.
Oh,
want to join a Horde guild? Yeah, there was a really cool.
For the Horde.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of tempted because Legion actually looks really good, but I do not have time. I will not allow myself to have time. But if you would like to join up, there is a Vaginal Fantasy Horde group on Silver Moon City. So guys, check it out. I'm sure it's an awesome group of people. We're hanging out right now. On September 1st, tomorrow, the Vaginistas are having their Google Plus Hangout, so jump in if you want. On September 6th, the Yearning Yinzers are meeting in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at the Coffee Tree Roasters on Walnut Street. And on September 11th, Cloudy with a Chance of Clitlet is meeting at the Lake Forest Park Third Place Books in Seattle, Washington. So you guys win for the name that makes me most uncomfortable to talk about, and I love you. So welcome.
Awesome.
Any other questions before we jump into the theme and the book? Anybody?
Did you just talk like a robot for a minute, or was I imagining that?
I'm going to talk like an ASMR robot. You can touch my cybernetics. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Someone's still got a thing, a echo, but we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna go with it.
It can't be. Okay. I got my snowballs. It's on, and I got my earbuds.
I think you're good. You got your earbuds on.
Yeah.
I got my earbuds in.
I can wear headphones. Does it matter?
I think we know
What
that
happened
it's
to my highlights? My highlights is right here. Everyone's saying Legion is really great, you guys. She played Jennifer has been playing for 9 hours.
I can't do that. I haven't even finished The Witcher yet. I can't do it.
I haven't either. I tried to play Deus Ex, and it stressed me out way too much. All I wanted to do was break in and steal everyone's belongings, and they make it so hard.
Yeah, that's the point.
I haven't finished Fallout, and yet then I found out there's a new Hitman game that came out in March.
The new Fallout expansion looks so good. It's a twisted theme park.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, why am I not doing this?
I raged unfinished Fallout. Did we talk about this?
No.
Oh, you raged? I did too. I kind of stopped. I was like, no!
Did you get mad?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna do that to the underground. I wasn't gonna go there. That wasn't gonna happen. So. Yeah.
Was it worse than like deciding to blow up Megatron, like in the second one?
Yes.
Spoilers from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there's a cutoff point to these things sometimes.
Man Commander asked, can guys join the Vaginal Fantasy? Yeah, we have a lot of guy members in our club. Come on over. It's at goodreads.com/vaginalfantasy. We have an alt pick that every month the forum picks, and they actually have very good taste, guys. And you can discuss anything, really. Just start a topic over there. So we had a really good book this month, and Veronica, I'm going to have you talk about it a little bit after. Do you want to read the description, or would you like me to?
Well, Bonnie usually likes to read the description because she has the book, right?
No, she holds it up and I read it, so I can do that. And then
I'll hold it up.
Then you can talk about why you picked it.
Felicia does the good voices.
I got to do the good voice. When Sam Keller left the military, she ran to the far end of the galaxy.
Wait, Bonnie?
I'm looking for it. I'm trying to find my photos. Hold on.
You're cute.
Oh my god. Hold on. Okay, ready? Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah, because it's an ebook only. Sorry, guys. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, when Sam Keller left the military, she ran to the far end of the galaxy. Now she captains the Bonnie Bell, a spaceship full of courtesans who bring a little pleasure to hard-up men on mining colonies. When one of her girls turns up dead, it's Sam's job to find out who killed her fast. Marshal Daniel LeClaire is as tough as steel and quick on the draw. withdraw. But when his vacation gets replaced by an assignment to help find the killer, he can't help angling for a little action with the saucy, hard-charging Sam. She's got brains, attitude, and a body he wouldn't mind investigating. Sam, 6 months lonely, might just indulge him, but the guild that owns the bell wants the case closed yesterday. With pressure coming from all quadrants, Sam and her martial clan over... What? Oh, Sam and her marshal clash over false leads and who's on top. Wink. But when the killer threatens the bell again, romance will have to wait. It's the captain's job to save her crew, no matter what the cost.
I wanted to read the one highlight from this book that I saved that I think really encapsulates the theme of the book. She wasn't sure what she was supposed to be doing, but erotic thoughts about Daniel weren't going to find Haley's killer.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And I just loved that was like a thing they said.
You okay?
That really does. That's really a subtitle of the book right there.
Yeah. It is. It was just too long.
It's just too long for a subtitle.
Yeah, it should be like a tagline, like erotic thoughts don't solve crime.
Murders.
Yeah.
Murders.
Yeah. Get that solved.
By the way, the echo.
My lady voice is not going to solve that crime.
By the way, the echo's not me. I have my headphones in. So
Yeah,
I have no idea where
it's definitely Felicia, because she's the only one who's not causing an echo.
Let me
Sorry,
see.
girl.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let me put my earphones in. Okay, Veronica, talk about why you picked this book, and then you go and tell everybody what
I have to comb. My bangs are.
Just do that. Do that while I talk. That's fine. That's totally cool.
Wait,
I can do that
what's
too
everybody
while
drinking?
I'm talking.
What's everybody drinking?
I'm drinking rosé because it's summer still in my mind.
Are we all fixing our hair? Okay, I'll do it too.
I haven't washed my hair in a couple days.
I haven't either. Okay. There we go.
It's too hot though for bangs, so just.
See, I hate this because my bangs aren't even. Look at this. Look at this. What am I?
I'm getting another haircut this weekend. I'm very excited.
You
I'm gonna do something wacky.
Are you gonna do an asymmetrical bob?
No.
Are you gonna get
Even
purple
better.
hair? Purple hair.
No.
Purple hair.
Better.
What?
Are you
I
gonna
feel
go
like I
blonde?
should keep it as a surprise.
You're gonna go
I'm
blonde.
keep it as... No,
Wait,
I
are
did
you-
that once. It was bad.
Are you? I know what it is. You're gonna do 11 cosplays. So you're gonna shave your head.
I can't hear anybody now.
Close.
I'm sorry, I have to
Close.
exit and re-enter.
You're gonna
Headphones are
shave
not
one
working.
side. You're gonna
I'll be right
shave
back.
one side, aren't you?
Maybe.
What?
Anyway, okay, so I picked this book because I felt like we needed like a good old-fashioned space opera, and I was stoked. Felicia will come back. I'm assuming we're just gonna keep rolling through this thing.
She's testing her mic. She's testing.
It's
her mic.
totally fine. It's I wanted something that was a little bit fun and a little bit hello cat cleaning itself. Go
Yes.
for the nether regions.
That's Bones. Do it. He's not.
Do it.
He's not afraid.
He's not afraid. No fear. No shame. That's good. That's what we're about. So yeah, I thought it would be just a fun read. It was highly reviewed. I feel like it could have had a few more sexy times here and there, but the ones that were in there were pretty good. I felt like there was a lot of build up. We didn't get to things right away. They kind of like spent their time like warming up to it because they had a killer to catch. I thought their chemistry was pretty fun. There were some funny things with the 0G kind of like sexy times, which was interesting. Or the 3/4 gravity, or whatever it was they landed on as being the best combination of sexy stuff. Yes, and the Tamaranian in the chat says she's going to get an infection from the soap in her hoo-ha, and I 100% agree. That was the first thing that went into my mind. Also, I have heard that it does not feel good for the guy, too, if they get soap in the top of their hoo-ha, either.
Is that
I don't
called a
know,
hoo-ha
really?
or an ooh-ooh?
They're doodah.
In their
Doodah.
pee-peen?
Doodah.
Their pee-pin?
No,
I don't-
it's
Their pee-pin.
Their snake eye?
Jesse, does
Yes.
it hurt to get soap in the little hole in the top
In
of
your
your
pee-pee hole?
In your pee-pee hole?
Oh my God.
Is it yes? He says yes. He says yes, that hurts.
Yes. So I think for everybody, it is probably uncomfortable.
I don't think it's just Jesse.
And plus, you don't really want to put a lot of soap up your hoo-ha because that's like, it kills all the good bacteria.
It's bad.
I don't think all soap is bad. Like, I guess if you're using tea tree oil or something, or clove oil, it's going to be super painful. But if it's just like cucumber like glycerin.
No, you don't know.
Jennifer says, yeah, soap is not good for lady gardens or pocket weasels.
No, like a little bit, like on the very outer edges.
Yeah, on the outer.
Well, I mean a little bit on the inside, but just right on the very inside.
But you're not going like, woohoo.
You're not that. That's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want soap in your cave of the winds, but I'm just saying.
Your wind cave is your butthole, isn't it?
That's your butt, yeah.
Wait, the wind cave is a
makes a lot of
butthole.
sense. That makes a lot of sense.
In which case, you do want to put soap up there.
Which, by the way, got to the end of Flesh finally last night.
That's ended so you finally got to the three-way. You got to the three-way.
Well, the DP. I got to the DP.
You got to the DP.
Finally, yeah.
Did you? That was okay, guys. Flesh was our last month picked, or was it last month? It was
2 months. 2 months ago.
2 months ago was a zombie three-way, and Veronica finally got to. It was so uncomfortable that
apparently
one of the B, and one of the P is not. It's not good.
No.
Well,
she warmed up to it.
I mean, I've never done it. I'm just saying that I thought. I think we've all thought about it.
Why are we still talking about this book?
I just have a small pelvis.
Sexuality.
God, listen. We're called Vaginal Fantasy. We should probably not be so prudy. Let's just okay.
All right.
I'm not prudy. I'm the one who picked the book, Flesh.
Yeah,
so
anyway, I thought this book was pretty fun. I liked the courtesans. I liked the idea of it. I thought there were some funny moments. There were some pretty good sexy times. I didn't find a lot that was extremely problematic. It just was kind of like an easy, light read.
Okay, good. I'm gonna go next. I really didn't. I enjoyed it. I agree with a lot of the comments on the forum that said it was very Firefly-esque. Even Jenny, the little mechanic, the redhead mechanic, she was a redhead. She was blonde, I think. The lead was a redhead. A lot of people said that reminded them of Kaylee.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm always with, brothels and prostitutes. Even in space, I'm like, this seems unsanitary. And also, there was no maid service on that ship. So who's cleaning down everything?
Yeah.
That was really a question for me.
Here's the thing, usually I would say that in a lot of brothels there's always the one customer that likes to be dominated. So I bet you they make that one customer clean the whole place.
Oh, okay. So just give that guy a toothbrush and say, "Hey, get at it. Get at it."
If they were smart, they'd have at least one submissive client that cleans and gets off on it.
Yeah, okay, that sounds so good. Other than that, I think it was a simple story. It was I literally read it the night after Vaginal Fantasy last month. I read it in 3 hours. So it was very quick, and it was really enjoyable. I just couldn't stop reading it because I was like, this is candy. I like it in my mouth. The book.
Holy shit, you did not just say that.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said. She just said. That's what she said.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah. Speaking of,
what are we drinking?
What are we drinking? Exactly.
I said rosé. Oh, yeah. You said rosé. Okay.
Rosé. I have more. Lemonade.
Oh.
Crazy.
Aww.
You almost made me spit out my rosé.
I can't have alcohol this year, you guys. I'm trying to heal my acid reflux.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my acid reflux back up again, and I've been fasting, so I'm drinking really dark bourbon.
On an empty stomach?
I had a potato earlier.
You're very Irish right now.
No. That should help the old metabolism, I'm sure.
What? Was it a whole potato? Was it baked? What?
Yeah, it was a regular baked, no toppings potato.
Jacket potato.
Jacket potato. Thank you very much, Kyla. That's exactly what it was.
You're like during the Irish famine, just like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I drink
those potatoes.
I drink apple cider vinegar when I have really bad heartburn, so I feel like just straight bourbon is basically the same thing. It's the same idea.
Yeah, that's it. You're right. Physiologically, so I don't know what my problem is.
Yeah,
so it's just science.
It's in an Ewok glass, so it's extra healthy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, bottom line is I
I'm still here. I'm still on this show.
All right, what are you drinking, Kyla? What are you drinking?
Oh,
Kyla?
sorry. What are you drinking?
Just teasing.
What are you drinking?
Water.
What? What about your Tang vodka situation?
It was giving me heartburn.
Oh God.
It was good. But look, I have some really, really great whiskey in case I decide to have some whiskey, because I have really good taste in whiskey.
What
Like
is it?
Four Roses, Pappy Van Winkle. So I got this one.
Sorry.
That's not classy, right? That's not the classy kind?
No, this is the kind you keep in your trunk.
That will give you acid reflux. And a drinking problem. All right. Well, anyway, I'm done. I liked it. I enjoyed the concept of it. I always, I'm a sucker for high-class courtesan people, because Kushil's Dart is one of my favorite books. And this didn't get there by any means, but it was certainly a fun read that was quick, and I thought well written. The crime was pretty simple, and there were some flaws. If you're a CSI addict like me, you're like really talking. You could point out some flaws in the technique that they had, but hey, man, it's fine. Anyway, Kyla, you want to go next?
Sure. Yes. I liked it. I also obviously Firefly. You just could not get away from that, which is fine, because Inara is one of my favorite characters, and she reminds me of Kushil's Dart as Phaedra. And let's see, I don't know about the world building. The gravity situation was weird, but it reminded me of crap. What's that show on Sci-Fi that's really, really good?
Dark Matter?
The Expanse.
No, yes, The Expanse, right, when they're having sex. And then the gravity stops and they fall down.
That was a good scene.
This is funny. I feel like a bad nerd, because the Firefly fanfic. I can't say that. Can't say that combination of words. The Firefly fanfic idea did not even cross my mind until we got online tonight.
Really?
So I guess I'm just I didn't think of it. But I did think of The Expanse, which is weird.
No, it's not weird, because that's exactly what I kept thinking of the whole time. That and the guild reminded me of, not the guild. It reminded me of crap. Whatever the Covenant. What were they called in the the
Thomas
Hyperion?
Covenant?
No, the Hyperion books.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? Like they're
Dan
the
Simmons.
Catholics. The Catholic people, the Pope people.
I always kept thinking, for some reason,
and
I
also
kept thinking, I kept thinking that the guild were all vampires. I don't know why. I just felt like the way he talked and the way they interacted, I was like, oh, he's a vampire. He's a
They did feel like evil aliens, like kind of, they had weird pointy beaks or something. They were like Garrus, but like pointier.
Or maybe like Sketskis from
Yes,
Dark
I was just thinking Dark Crystal.
Skeksis. Yeah.
Yeah. What does he say? Oh, he's like, it's not senator, it's chancellor.
Yeah, exactly. You have to do this.
Yeah, you do. You're chancellor.
Yeah.
So it's funny that Jessica says space vamps. There actually is a space vampires book that I've read called Blindsight.
Really?
That is a book about vampires in outer space.
Is it good?
Is it good?
Yeah, it is good. Yeah. I'm going to make sure that's the name of it.
I have a feeling there's a lot of vampire in space books, though. There can't just be one.
Yeah, it's by
gotta be a lot.
Watts. Yeah, it was pretty good. So if you want a vampire space book, Blindsight by Peter Watts is the one to start with.
Was it smexy time, or was it like just a standard? No sexy times?
No, just hard sci-fi. Ish with vampires.
I mean, it's hard to have a vampire novel with no sexy times. Like, they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, right? Is it vampires equal sex?
Or a hand in something.
Okay. Bonnie, what do you think of the book?
I actually liked it, but I did kind of think it was like Firefly fan fiction. I mean, and that's not a bad thing, because I've written Firefly fan fiction and I appreciate it, but it definitely felt kind of Firefly So I don't know. My dog is eating a snack by me though. If you hear weird noises, it's not me. It's the dog.
Liar. It's that potato. It's trying to come out.
It is. I'm having potato angst. No, I liked it. I thought it was good. I like that it was short. I like that it was set in space because we've had a lot of books that were not spacey and were Regency-esque or on Earth.
No, we haven't done Regency in a while because we're doing.
What was Rhapsody again? Was that?
No, we've been doing a lot of high fantasy.
That's it.
Yeah.
High fantasy.
Yeah.
So we haven't been doing space in a while. So I was glad to return to space. That was nice. I do have the same concerns about gravity sex just because of fluids, and also I've done the non-gravity thing before, and there's a reason it's called the vomit comet.
Wait, what?
You've done the vomit comment?
Yeah, I did it a long time ago, and it's not fun. Like, you really do feel like you're going to throw up.
But you didn't have sex in the vomit comet, right?
No.
Well, no, they don't offer that option.
I was just wondering how verisimilitude is this experience.
Well, I'm just saying that if I felt vomity, the last thing I want to do is have sex while there's vomit in my mouth. I'm not that extreme. Like, I'm sure there's a fetish there, but but I don't, you know what I mean? So I just kind of feel like the last thing you want to do when you have an upset stomach or you feel like you're going to puke is to be like, oh, I want to have sex right this minute. Like, I don't really feel like that's a thing.
Well, Uncle Sean, I believe that's Sean Sandalukaluk, who is our moderator who keeps the forums clean and spanking new and is writing his own vaginal fantasy book. Look for the link. He had a very good comment. Let's talk about the zero gravity sex. For starters, fluids rush to their head, making you feel like you're constantly hanging upside down or like you have a head cold. Add to that nausea from the motion sickness and upset stomach, heartburn, headaches, vertigo, fatigue, and a marked increase in flatulence. Plus, the mechanics of coitus would require intricate harnessing so that the participants didn't go flying across the room on the first thrust.
Yeah, you lost me at farting. Like, I just feel like fart sex is not fun sex.
Well, I mean, isn't that like everyone's worst nightmare? Like, that's going to happen. And so, like, it makes it even worse if you, like, I mean, the more you think about it, the more, upset your tummy gets. And then, like, to think that is an actual thing that will happen, then it's, for sure going to happen.
Yeah, and all the heartburn. Like, I feel like this is just I feel like this is sex after you've had the worst chili ever. Like, this is just, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like this is not good sex. And I get it. Like, anti-gravity sounds like, oh, well, then I don't have to hold anybody and we could just have all this great sex. But if your stomach is doing turns and you feel like
no,
your
you
head
can't
cold.
do that. One time I tried to dance on the dance floor at a convention after having Indian food and two mimosas. I almost threw up to like a Prince song. It was
Indian
bad.
food is an automatic 2-night suspension.
It is. That happened to me as well.
Wait, what?
Just the Indian food.
It's a 2-night. It's going to be a 2-night suspension.
You're not
or
going
like
anywhere.
garlic. Yeah, garlic in mass quantities too for me, or quinoa.
Yeah.
Quinoa, is quinoa
like,
one of your trigger foods? Mine's chickpeas. Can't get near them.
Yeah.
Can't eat the quinoa, or I'm going to be farting for weeks.
See, that's
interesting.
Whenever I'm in an Indian restaurant and there's belly dancers, I'm like, when do they eat? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Belly dancers, they have to do all those like belly rolls, and there's no way they're eating Indian food.
No, they're not eating anything.
You know what though? That's why the music's so loud.
That's right. That's
what these
claps.
You do those every time they fart.
Yeah.
It's
in time. It's in sync. It's in
right.
sync.
It is.
So unless your fetish is like story of kind of, or story of the eye kind of fart fetish.
No. That's even worse than story of
I want to know
you found the one thing that freaks me out.
That is not a good fetish.
I try to do this every few months. I will bring up the story of the eye just to watch Veronica's reaction.
They made me read it in college.
Me too. Me too.
God.
Yeah.
God.
All I ever read were a million Victorian novels. What did you?
I had to watch hentai and read Story of the Eye,
I had to
or whatever that.
Did you do some kind of women's studies class or something?
Those are not equivalent. There's nothing wrong with hentai. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, say it, Felicia.
No,
there's nothing wrong with what?
There's nothing wrong with hentai.
Did I ever tell you my hentai story?
It's not.
Yes.
Wait,
talk.
no talking. Need to hear this.
No. I bought like 4 of them just to see what it was about. Okay, a nurse, a teacher, some kind of ranger, and then I don't know something. And then I got 30 minutes in. I was like, nah, this is fine. It's not for me because I just kept giggling. So then like a year goes by and I'm cleaning out the house, right? And I just put everything into Goodwill boxes to take it to Goodwill, and I accidentally put these hentai DVDs into my the box of DVDs. So this probably not like a 98-year-old man was unloading the boxes, and like the nurse one came out, and she was just like, like cartoon boobs out, and he was like, whoa. It was like
hold these.
Yeah, he was like, whoa, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, and he's like, can I keep this?
Nice.
I'm not kidding. He kept them. He kept them for himself.
I'm sure.
That's amazing.
I'm sure that's the most used thing he has in the old folks' home. It's like he's probably sharing that.
I don't know, man. He looked alive. So anyway, it's a good story. Okay, let's move on. We had a lot of comments from the forums. A lot of Firefly content. I got a little bored toward the end as the mystery resolution was pretty obvious. The guild was a really interesting adversary. I find this misleading to classify it as science fiction because except for the brothel being a ship and changes in gravity, there wasn't anything that really defined it in the genre. I don't know if I agree with that, but it wasn't. I don't know what do you guys think about that? It felt sci-fi to me. I mean,
it was totally sci-fi. I mean, yeah, I don't think there was anything like genre weirdness about it. It was pretty. There was lots of cool AI. There was like a space mining ship. There was all sorts of stuff. I think it was no less sci-fi than anything else.
The average one, yeah.
I feel like that was the same people who get mad at like Sunshine, how it turns into like a horror film towards the end, but
not a purist.
But to me, like Alien is the Alien franchise is sci-fi, and it's totally a horror film franchise as well. So I don't understand.
Yeah. It can be both. Why not both, as the animated group says.
This was a romance sci-fi mystery. It had a lot of hybrid going on.
Yeah.
And fantasy, because there was fantasy sex, I guess. Anyway, so what did you guys overall think of the story and the plot of this book? Did you feel like it held together? We're going to talk about the romance afterwards, but just about the overall plot, what did you think? Did you think that the mystery I didn't really know what was going on, so it was an okay turn for me. I didn't see it coming, but some people on the forum was like, I totally saw that coming.
Yeah, I kind of in my brain I was like, Dane is like the only like giant asshole in the entire book, and like there was no reason for him to be an asshole really. So I felt like either he was going to be like a red herring, or it was actually Sean. It was like nice guy Sean.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, which would have been a little cooler, maybe. But yeah, it was just it felt kind of obvious at the end that it was going to be Dane, just because he was kind of set up from the beginning as being like the only bad guy other than Grendel, who wasn't even anywhere near where any of this was happening. So yeah, that kind of came together pretty easily. I was like waiting for them to figure that one out. But I did like how it came together. I mean, it was the way it happened was clever, I guess, clever-ish. But yeah, I mean, and I thought what I actually really liked was the fact that she read like private detective stories, and that was something she liked to do, and that made me feel kind of sympathetic with her, because I was like, oh, that's probably the kind of thing I would do were I to be forced to be a captain of a ship that I didn't really want to do, because of running away from my demons and whatnot. I'd probably read a lot of fantasy or private detective books or noir or whatever.
Yeah, it kind of made it relatable that somebody in the distant future would have something kind of the same kind of hobby in a sense, right?
Yeah. And they were actual books too, which I thought was kind of funny. Like it wasn't like she was downloading stuff. They were like borrowing paperbacks.
Yeah. I didn't have like I said, I kind of bought into it. I was kind of reading with my brain half off, but I enjoyed it, and even though I was like, oh, that guy's the only jerk, and probably what I didn't get at the end was him like just it felt like a buy-in that he was just escaping through a trash chute. Like somehow there was an unmonitored hole in the spaceship that this AI that controls everything else couldn't see that was opened and closed. So that was a little bit of a buy for me. I'm sorry.
And they had basically just like the AI. What was the AI's name? Was it Belle? Was it Belle? What
I can't remember.
What was the AI's name?
Was it Belle? Because that's the ship name. I can't remember. You guys, I read it so long ago.
It wasn't Belle. It was
Chat room will know.
Chat room will know.
But like she had just finished explaining how like when there was anybody moving around in the ship, it felt like a stomach ache or like you ate something bad for lunch. It was Belle. It was Belle.
Oh, what?
Also, Sean is the main character of the second book, which now I have to read it.
Yeah, because hot Irish dude. Hello.
Yeah,
yes,
not
yes.
bad.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Me too.
Yeah. What about you, Kyla, Bonnie? Were you okay with the plotting? Was there anything about the story itself before we get into the romance that you were like, or yay?
Yeah, I mean, oh, go ahead, Kyla. I'm sorry.
No, I really didn't have anything interesting to say about it. You go ahead.
I liked the idea that she was in charge of a brothel. It had kind of like that Miss Kitty Boot Hill kind of vibe to it in a way, because I don't know, I just like it when women are in charge of prostitution instead of men. I guess that's kind of sexist for me to say that, but that's or empowering. Maybe it's empowering for me to say that. I have no idea. But Felicia's face is so funny right now. She's like grimacing like, shut up, Bonnie.
No. It's fine. Go.
Yeah, no, I just liked the idea of her being in charge of her own ship, and it didn't have the same like tropes that a lot of our other romance books had. First of all, they weren't underage. Second of all, he did the lead protagonist or the lead love interest didn't pull that I'm gonna have sex with you against your will kind of stuff. I mean, I'm just glad it didn't fall into traps that we constantly are upset with or criticize when it comes to romance books. So I appreciated that. And I don't know, I liked the murder mystery. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, yeah, I kind of had an idea of who the person was that, who the killer was, but I don't mind that as much. Like, that's not the point of the book. The book to me wasn't about the mystery, it was about the romance. So I didn't really care that much about it. If it was just a straight up murder mystery, then I'd probably be frustrated. Though I will say that the sexy times there could have been more. But maybe that's just me. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. I liked it. Overall, I liked it.
My one thing was just as far as like world, like we should talk about the world building. Like, did you guys buy the space world, the whole guild situation, the way that the brothel ship worked? I felt like the one thing in the world building that really made me bump is that they had to pay, like she as the captain had to pay for gravity and like water. So basically, I would think that would come, like, you can't be unclean the whole time. Like, they literally had to pay the guild who owned the brothel ship to be able to turn the shower on. And somebody in the forum commented, like, well, what about flushing your poopy? Like, does that count?
Oh, space dump.
Or is it just vacuum?
Where does the poop go?
Yeah, maybe it's just a vacuum. Maybe it just goes out into space.
And also, you don't want to hire a prostitute who's not clean. Everyone should be taking showers.
Yeah.
Some people might. I mean, not their thing, but I mean, I don't know. That's like every time I would watch Deadwood, I'd be like, those prostitutes must smell so bad. I mean, everybody smells bad in Deadwood.
Deadwood just those prosies, no.
But I mean, honestly, I think it just depends on the world building. If everyone smells, then it doesn't matter. But
no, I felt like it sounded just about right. Like they're paying. It's like they're paying rent. Like, and so they have to pay for water and they have to pay for like the gas bill or whatever. And take out the trash. It just seemed like to me it seemed totally fine and like not great, not ideal, and maybe not fair, but it seemed like that was a reasonable world building thing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like utilities or PG&E or something, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know.
Did you guys? Somebody in the forums or the comments, the chat right now just brought up the charity ships, which was kind of interesting. So basically, the guild had the brothel ships, which were the high class ones, and then somehow there was a charity ship that went around with low rent hookers who basically gave charity sex. Like, that was weird, right? Like the whole threat. Oh, we're gonna put you on a charity ship. Like, ew, no. Like, what? I mean, they're already going around. There's 5 of them having sex with hundreds of men. Like, how much worse can it be?
Well, that's like regular prostitution. There's high-end call girls, and then there's like on the street corner for $5. I mean, that's pretty like accurate, isn't it?
Well, except they call it charity, which is weird.
Yeah, are they nuns?
Like, is it? Yeah. Like, do they get? Is it a nonprofit? Is there a tax write-off? Like, what is the reasoning behind it?
Maybe that's a later book, perhaps.
Okay, maybe.
Maybe.
And then you also get a beige?
Yeah.
A twofer? You get a twofer?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's like a Groupon.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Space Groupon.
Space Groupon. It's
Literally a Groupon.
Yeah.
Like, are you still expected to tip? I mean, what do you do when it's like
I guess
free?
It's not really Groupon, it's Groupon.
Oh,
But
no.
Do you get to choose? Do you get to choose?
come on, that was a good pun.
That was really good. It was really good. Which is why I'm groaning so much. Which is why I'm groaning so much.
That's what she said. So.
All right.
So
Let's get into the sex. Let's get into the sex, you guys, because it was instant bonerville with these two leads, and this is standard practice for romance novels, but even to the point where you're like, wow, you guys need to get off each other.
Well, to be fair, it was kind of like introduced at the beginning that she was horny and he was horny, so we already knew that was going to happen quickly.
Surprise! I like how they basically introduce him by being like, there's a lady captain on this ship. I'm interested in taking this case now. It's like, what? Like, it was
I wasn't into it until my boner told me I should take it.
So I guess
now I'm into it, if you know what I'm saying.
So I guess that would make it pro boner work.
Oh, God, Bonnie, go away!
Come on!
Ugh.
I'm here to help us all appreciate the English language a little bit more.
Veronica suddenly has, oh my God, Veronica suddenly has a lower third here.
What are you talking about? What? I don't know if there's a lower third on my...
You have your name.
Nice.
No. Oh, just my name. Oh, okay. That's weird.
Good.
I don't know how that happens. That's funny.
That was
Wow,
good.
that's really funny.
I can't wait till that screen grabbed.
Oh no! Somebody make sure to link her on Twitter.
Yeah, welcome to your next TED Talk topic, Veronica.
Veronica Belmont.
Nikes.
Boner aficionado.
Hey, I mean, who isn't?
Who isn't?
Who isn't?
What I found to be frustrating about the book is that basically they have boners for each other immediately when they see each other. They're already pre-boner prepped. They're prepped for boners. Because they're like, I have a boner, but there's nothing to put it in. And then they get each other, it's like, oh, that's it, but I gotta solve this crime first.
Yeah, like, what was up with that? Like, why do you gotta solve the crime first? Do you
I know.
You know what, though? That solves the problem of all the awkward conversation. Like, how do you get to hang out together and, like all the stuff. So you're immediately thrown together so that, therefore, you're in a position to put, your boner, into her lady part caves, and then
her innie boner, and then her outie boner.
Yeah, her innie boner, and then her little outie boner, and rub against that.
Her moaner. There's boner, and then there's a moaner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's clever.
Bonnie, you are on fire tonight.
I know.
Really are.
I really am. This is what happens when you drink straight bourbon and you've only had one potato.
This is the equation for funny, guys. One potato. This is what Amy Schumer does is before her sets too. Yeah. One potato and some bourbon.
One potato, two potato, three potato.
Bourbon.
Funny. Bourbon. You're also never gonna poop.
Yay! Oh, actually, that's a good transition. So, how did they get rid of that space crap?
I think they just out the air.
Is it? Because I don't think
out
really
the poop chute.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was really.
That was good.
Yeah. Really enjoyed that. I'm never gonna be able to not watch like BSG and call the airlock.
I mean, the universe has got to be pretty big if that many spacecrafts are dumping crap out there. But I thought it was like repurposed, like in Star Trek, where they
recycle it into like meatloaf.
Yeah, I mean, Picard. When you think about it, Picard's Earl Grey tea was probably just Riker's piss earlier.
Well, he probably did.
Sad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sadder.
Sorry.
You know what's sad is that if they do like shoot it out into space, then it's just like frozen poop.
Yeah.
Just drifting around?
Drifting
That's not
around.
cool.
Maybe
That's a
what-
danger.
maybe that's what comets are.
That is 100% is
Yeah,
alien poop.
That's
Yeah.
science. That's maybe it's
Dinosaur
just a
poop
bunch-
is called capriolite, so...
Oh.
Oh, that sounds like a nice drink in the summer.
It does. It does. It's like with a straw that you stick in
Yeah.
the pouch.
Stick in the
Yeah. I like to think that falling stars are astronaut poop, but that's just me.
That's
Okay.
pretty. That's pretty fun. Sorry, Felicia.
Lisa on the forum had a really good comment. What I really liked is that it dealt with romance from a more mature level. Sam was in her mid-30s and had enough sexual experience and sexual confidence to admit to wanting just a quickie, but having to weigh how to get it. She's already learned from the mistakes of youth of sleeping with coworkers and which types of men you can have one-night stands with. So I thought that was a really good comment because it was. We had some mature characters. We had interesting, her conversation with Sean about whether she should have sex with him as a captain privilege or not was kind of, I thought, like a more in-depth. I really liked those layers. That was actually really fun. And I liked the older woman prostitute as well. Like she had a really good perspective and was kind of the mother hen and also just kind of still confident and not like broken down by her sex working, which is kind of an interesting, refreshing take on it, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Did we say this out loud? Did we talk about Riker's pee in out loud in our, or was that in the forums?
I just said it.
No, we just talked about it out loud. Oh my God, Rose.
I know, right?
No.
Did
But
you just think,
oh man,
did
because
you
Toronto
just-
Gal had such a good joke about Riker's piss, so that's why they call him number one.
Oh, but he's
It's like reconstituting and
right.
it's the gray.
Who was number two? Who was number two on Star Trek?
Oh, Data?
Worf. Pardon me.
Worf? Worf was number 2. I
What
think.
is the chain of command?
No, it was
I guess
Worf, guys, Worf.
It's got to be Worf,
it's Worf.
right?
Yeah, because he's a security officer.
Oh my God, how much screaming is happening in our chat room as we're discussing who's number 2 on Star Trek?
I haven't gotten there yet, but they're
That's
doing
why
it.
I've always thought it was really funny, and I always thought it was funny. to be
Data,
like,
they're saying Data was number 2.
No, Worf, Data, Worf. We're having a lot. Whoa.
Definitely Worf. Data was not number 2.
I don't know.
I'm
They seem
sweating,
pretty sure it was
guys.
Data.
Shit. Well, now I have to look at Wikipedia.
Sweating
No.
from our inaccuracies. We're going to get fired from nerd cards revoked. Cards.
Number.
Oh, that's right. Worf was lieutenant and Data was lieutenant commander, so that wouldn't make any sense.
So Data was number 2.
Lieutenant commander Data. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Mm.
Okay.
That's dumb.
What is dumb?
Thank you, Soylent Heston. Thank you.
Thank you.
By the way, didn't she have a backstory where she was damaged? I just get tired of damaged heroes.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, there were a lot of comments in the forum about her trauma seemed a little too on the nose for me. It seemed a little stiff. Although she was a great protagonist, I felt like her backstory could a little explored a little more. I was like waiting for this build up, the grim reveal, and it was a little traumatic that she was taken advantage of by the government and had to kind of cover up basically, what was it, an internal suicide bomber, or was it an experiment gone wrong? I forget exactly which one it was.
It was like terrorists. It was like a coup, basically.
Yeah, but it was an inner coup. Yeah. So she had this trauma, but it wasn't. You know what it was? It just wasn't personal enough. I think. It was very like, oh, I was part of this, thing, and this happened. But to me, that's what if it happened something a little bit more personal, like a lover or a best friend or a sister or something, at least you understand why she's traumatized. It was a little bit vague to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Homeland or something.
What's in Homeland?
Well, in Homeland, basically Carrie's she's bipolar, manic.
Oh yeah.
But also, then she fell in love with the terrorists that she found. And
What season? First season?
Yeah, that happens in the first season. That all happens in the first season.
I gotta watch it. It's on my list.
Basically, the entire plot of the
Yeah.
show.
It's so good. It's
I
really
gotta watch
good.
that and The Americans. I gotta watch both of those shows. It's
The
just
Americans
such a
is really good
commitment.
too. I need to rewatch that because I started to watch the what do you call with the
Stranger Things?
No.
Guys,
I
I'm not crazy
watched
about Stranger Things. I'm just putting it out there. I stopped watching it.
That's okay, Veronica. I love it.
Why couldn't you? Okay.
I'm
sorry. I'm going to stop talking about The Good Wife, which is what I was going to talk about, and we're going to talk about this because that show is amazing, and I watched it 3 days before the internet blew up about it, and I tweeted about it, and then 3 days later, everyone's like, hey, watch Stranger Things, and I was like, I am like Nostradamus.
Guys, everybody can love it. It was not my cup of tea. I found
Really?
not. Oh, everyone's throwing down. Everyone's unsubscribing.
No, I'm just sad. I'm
I'm sad too. It's like when the people don't like Barb. There's this whole backlash against Barb.
I love Barb. She's one of my
Barb.
favorite. I just
I
really,
love Barb.
I didn't like the writing on the women characters, and it just felt very much like let's just put every single.
The
cliche.
women turn out to be like the strongest characters in the show.
I know. I read the plot synopsis, but I just couldn't watch any more of Steve,
That's okay.
especially.
Well,
I hated Steve
an
so
asshole.
much. I was like, anytime Steve is on, I was like, get me off the show with Steve, okay?
But you've got to finish because he's redeemed.
It's redeemed.
No.
Don't
Okay,
spoil
fine.
it. But like, and I felt really bad because I said how much like I could not watch that show without seeing Winona as Felicia's like sister.
It's true. You do
freaky.
look. I had never thought of you two
Shocking.
looking
Never.
alike. And
Never.
Then, no, right. And then you said that on Twitter, and I was like, oh, you're right.
Could not unsee. And I don't mean like I know she was kind of crazy in that show, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, is that an insult?" And I just mean
it was a very good compliment. She's my idol.
She's gorgeous.
I could not believe it. She is, and
It
she
doesn't
looks
matter
amazing.
what. You know how she asked for that haircut because of the China syndrome. She wanted the China syndrome haircut. She
It
asked
looked
for
good
that.
on her. That's her Reality Bites haircut, which made me fall in love with. I love her more than anything. That's
Her
one of my
Reality
favorite
Bites
movies.
haircut. Oh my. Let's not. Just Reality Bites is like everything.
I don't know.
Okay.
My Winona is always gonna be Heather's, so that's my.
Heather's is
Winona.
fair.
Heather's
Talking
and
about
Heather's and
casting, you
Beetlejuice.
guys, we have some casting, and somebody. Who is it who made this? It's by Cheryl Nantis. Made this of the.
View. It's a
I
view.
saw that.
And
And
Captain.
and the hot guy from Kings and everything.
Is that that's not Ryan Lochte? Well, because I would not have sex with him.
No.
No, it's you know.
You can do it, Kyla. You can do it. Take it. Come on, Kyla. Come on.
My brain is the Avengers. It's
Oh yeah, he's Buddy. Bucky.
Bucky.
Bucky. That's Bucky?
Yeah.
Oh, now he's
Oh
hotter.
my god!
It's his hair.
I went to look for Sean's like Twitter page and I spelled his Twitter name right on the first try.
Yay!
His name is so weird, though.
Is it Sean Sandalook? Isn't that?
Yeah.
It's Sandalooky Luke.
You know, he's just he wants to put together a YouTube compilation of us mispronouncing his name.
That's good.
That's
I'm
all
trying
I
to
do.
find. He made a post of
I should
Felicia and
mispronounce
Winona next to each other, and so I need to find it.
Oh,
so
really?
I
I want to see that. Okay, so we had some casting suggestions. Not only did Dark Charlie make it, but Sam, Emily Blunt, and Commander Shepard, which it's true. My Commander Shepard did look a lot like Sam. Anybody else have any? And then Michael Fassbender for Daniel was very popular. Colin Farrell for Sean. Jenny was Emma Stone or Kaylee from Firefly. So we had a lot of good suggestions as far as casting. Anybody have anybody go to mind?
When I was reading it, even though this actress that I'm going to say is a bit older than the actress than the age of Sam in the book, I kept thinking Gillian Anderson.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because I would love to have her be in charge of a spaceship and a brothel. That would be an awesome role for her. So I just thought her. Yeah.
I thought Scarlett Johansson when she has the short Avengers Black Widow haircut.
Oh yeah, the shorter one. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I thought actually Daniel Craig.
Okay, I could see that.
He did Daniel always reminded me like he was drunk at one point, like he really had a drinking problem, and then he swore it off. Like that's like his face has that sort of quality to it.
Yeah, like he's like
Okay.
he's been through some stuff. He's hung out at a lot of bars.
Yeah, exactly. He's been through some stuff, and now he's like, okay, I'm travel space and solve crimes, which is actually pretty hot.
But it was really hard not to think of Nathan Fillion circa Firefly.
Well, Yeah.
Circa
All right, you guys
Firefly.
ready? I'm screen sharing, and Felicia, click on my screen so you can see, so everybody
Okay,
can see my
I'm
thing.
Oh, let's see this. Let's do it.
Okay, I mean, she's so much prettier than me, but I love the fact that you
Shut
see
up. Shut up.
That's not true. I don't
mean,
believe that, actually. I think
This isn't even. This is
You
a
have
pretty good comparison, but it's not the best. Like I would like. No offense, Sean. I'm sorry. I would. Like, there were, like, there are certain shots where it was like I could not believe it.
I mean, that's the
Yeah.
biggest compliment. If I got a nose job, it would definitely help a lot.
No, your nose is beautiful. No,
I have a lot of
You're
trouble.
both amazing.
You have such classic features, and then you are
Aw.
both, like he said, you are both elfin, and that is it's what it is. And then your eyes, it's in your eyes. You have a wider mouth than she does, which is really, really sensual. Okay, I'm gonna stop now for that. It's just gonna get weird. So
Yeah, it really is. Okay. Sensual mouth. Got it. Thanks, Kyla.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
we have a couple of questions from the forum before we wrap up. Let's see. Obviously, my first question, Hannah asked, if you were a space courtesan, what would your specialty be?
Podcast editing.
What?
Podcast editing.
Okay. I would do fancy tea time.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
I would do bathing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're like a mermaid prostitute?
No, I would bathe them.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, here's a better one. Hold on.
I would also make them nachos.
But really, but if they're really dirty, Kyla, I mean, would you really bathe them? Like, what if they had lice?
Well, if I put them, I'd have all this stuff.
What if they had ringworm?
And then they'd be in the.
Felicia. Felicia, click on me.
And then
Felicia,
they'd
click
be
on
in
me.
That's awesome.
The big.
Sean made this one. This is the one Sean made. And if you guys can't see this now, you're all crazy and
Oh my
wrong.
God, that is.
That was really good.
That's uncanny.
Okay, fine, I'll finish it. I watched the first 3. Listen, I didn't hate it. I just wasn't like, oh my gosh, everyone is crazy about this. Like, I got hipster about it, all right? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll see it through,
okay.
and then I'm sure you'll be right.
Here's the thing.
I'm sorry, Bonnie.
No, I was just gonna say, I think you should see it through and then hate it if you want to hate it. But I never.
I wouldn't hate it. It would just be like, I think my level of it was like, okay. You know,
Yeah.
like, I don't hate it. I enjoyed a lot of it, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is the second coming of. Maybe it's just the hype.
It's probably,
For me, it's like,
I watched it before anybody else. I mean, like, I was like, hey, why don't I watch that horror thing that they keep showing on Netflix with Winona Ryder?
Yeah.
Why don't I do that?
Kyla, when you say before everyone else, who are you actually talking about?
Hipster. She's from Portland.
I am. That's what
I'm pretty sure we all saw it at the same time.
No one was talking about it. For reals, no one was talking about it.
Okay.
And so then I
You're the
started
very
talking
first
about it.
person ever to talk about it.
I was. Okay. It was me.
Bonnie, what kind of prostitute would you be? Did you answer that?
I did not answer that. I would say it has to do something with crafts, right? So something to do with glitter, maybe glitter removal. I don't know. That doesn't actually. That glitter removal service, I feel like, is something that can make me a lot of money, though. If I could figure out a way to get glitter off.
We gotta get the glitter on them first.
Well, glitter is the herpes of the craft world. So if I could figure out how to glitter herpeize them, then I feel like that would be how I could retire. But
Scotch tape.
it doesn't always work. And
Basically, you'd be bathing in them just like Kyla. You're both going to be
No, I feel like there's got to be some sort of, like, the leaf blower. So I'd be like a leaf blower person, but to get glitter off. No, I don't know. I never thought about this. Maybe it'd have to be something with crafts, because I'm good with crafts.
Well, I know that to get, if you get the tarot ant traps on the floor, if they ever spill over and then you have to get that stuff off.
Yeah.
The way to do it is to get a sponge really wet and then just sit it on top of that stuff and then leave it there for a few hours, and then you take it off and you can just take it. It comes right off.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's how you get glitter off.
That might work. I feel like you're braver than I am, because I don't want to bathe people. Like, to me, that's like the grossest thing ever. So that's not a sexual thing.
No, because you're making them clean. I can totally see the appeal of that. Like, you gotta take a shower first.
But they're dirty to begin with. So you actually are like in contact with like ringworm and like lice and just like weird.
But you're
dirt.
getting them off them. Like, that's cleaning.
Yeah, well, and if they're really dirty, like I'm hoping that they're not that dirty. But if they're really dirty, then like I put them in a shower and they do the original cleaning and like a delousing.
Okay,
and then
so
we
it's
make a nice bathtub.
So basically, you're not the Silkwood shower. They do the Silkwood shower, and then you're like the Bath and Body and Beyond kind of shower.
Yeah, I'm like, here, let me.
Crawford says you could just be a nursing assistant if you want to bathe.
No, I don't want to clean their butts. All right, or I guess.
I'm sure that they have to clean people's butts if you're a nursing assistant. I mean, who else is going to clean their butt?
I have deep respect for nurses. If that's true, nurses for me are now true heroes.
Oh, they have to clean your butt? Or wait, you haven't had kids?
No.
I'm just saying. If you ever had a kid, they clean your butt.
Well, I have a dog. I've had to clean dog butt.
Because you poop yourself.
You do. You poop out a baby is basically.
What?
I've heard that.
When you give birth, you poop out. You poop at the same time. Yes, that's what I've heard as well.
Not even during the birth. Even
you mean like when you die?
Like as soon as you have the epidural, you have no idea what's going on down there.
So it's like when you die and everything leaves your body in a mass exodus, like the end of Burning Man.
Exactly. Yeah, and you don't know, and you're like, and at that point you've just lost. You don't care anymore.
All right,
change the subject.
Why would you care?
Last question: if you were the captain, would you utilize your shipmates for sexy times? I thought that's a good question from Megan.
Would you what?
Would you utilize your shipmates if you were a brothel captain and you had the privilege of using the services that you provide on the ship? Would you do it?
No.
That seems like bad management.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a way to really make things complicated, because then they want maybe they want favors, and then everybody's trying to get favors,
and then you have to rotate. Like, none of you's my favorite. I'll just have sex, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and
you're fighting with each other, and then they end up killing each other, and that's just not that doesn't.
And who gave me the space crab, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
I
have space herpes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that ship did not have an HR department either. So I mean,
the guild's not helping. They're not being very guild-like.
No, that's not good. You do not have sex with your shipmates. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, with your shipmates, yes, but not with your brothel people that you own.
Gee, she could have sex with Jenny. That seems like it would be less of a situation.
Yeah, that's a little more. They're on similar level, but she's still in a leadership. She's still in a leadership position.
You can't do that. Don't fraternize with your inferiors, or not inferiors, but
maybe you like sign a thing saying that you're doing that, and then like you have to do like in some companies, like we're in a relationship, and so we have to sign it.
Yeah, it was like everyone. That'd get awkward.
That would get
weird.
Yeah.
And then they talk about you and your performance behind your back.
It's just bad. It's just bad.
And this is too much paperwork.
Yeah, it really is. Do they have a waxing person on the ship?
They have to, right?
Unless Belle do that?
Which good for the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so we have some other books recommended in the genre: The Wretch of the Nebula Dream by Veronica Scott, Venomous Alien Warrior #1 by Penelope Fletcher, On a Rogue Planet by Anna Hackett, and Overload Flux by Carol Van Natta. So go to the forum, Vaginal Fantasy, or goodreads.com/Vaginal Fantasy, if you want to pick up any other space sexy time books. And the alt this month was The Dark Within, I believe, by Nora Roberts. So that was very popular. So next month is my pick, and you guys, there's actually a thread in the folder for this book about a lot of Regency romance suggestions. So if you're ever in that, there's some amazing suggestions there. But I was so lucky. Okay, here in Los Angeles, there's a little suburb. Part of Los Angeles is called Culver City. If you've never been to LA, you'll never understand how LA works. But it's basically like 15 cities the same, smushed together, and it's all the same city. In Culver City, there is a romance bookstore called The Ripped Bodice. And I've been meaning to go by, and I was actually in the area because I wanted some bread, and there's a bread place nearby. And I was like, okay, they're open, let's stop. And so I got this suggestion by one of the proprietors, of the Rip Bodice in Culver City. So our next month's pick is called Romancing the Duke by Tessa Dare. And it looks really, really fun. It's a historical romance, but it's kind of looks like it's a cosplay book as well. So I'm not going into any more detail, but I'm very excited about that. And the alt that was voted by the forum is called The Countess Conspiracy by Courtney Milan, which also an awesome historical romance author. So join us, and we're going to actually push our hangout to October 5th because I'm working the week before, and we can't do it on the Tuesday. So it'll be October 5th, Wednesday night will be our next hangout. So we'll have plenty of time to read 2 historical books. So check out the alt. They're both on the forum. And that's it. Anybody else have any parting words?
No. Don't have sex after Indian food?
Don't put soap up your hoo-ha?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
don't talk about men catcalling on the internet because that's a humble brag. That's a humble brag. I want to have those. Just pretend it doesn't exist and never talk about it in public.
Right. Did people rat on you? Were they mean to you for saying something?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. Yeah.
They were jerks.
Are you surprised? Big time.
I mean, it's like you can't. I'm sorry, my experience is negated by your misogyny. Sorry.
Yeah. Apologize for that. Let me just bury my feelings down here.
Oh no, I have a new great drinking. I have a new great drinking game where I just drink. I take a sip of wine every time I get a misogynist comment. Every time I promote my Crafting with Feminism book. That's coming out.
Because you use the word
feminist. I saw that.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Yeah. So I got pretty drunk the other night after the one potato and some wine.
But this is why the mute button is the greatest thing Twitter has ever invented, because you don't give them the satisfaction of blocking, and yet you never have to see them again.
No, it's true. There was a whole flare-up in a certain subculture that doesn't like me. I didn't see any of it happen because I had them all muted. I'm like, wow, it's not really that many people who are that much of an asshole. Yeah. So it's like, I think I can deal with like 1,000 people who I'll never hear from again. Sorry.
Yeah. That I used Will Wheaton's block list, which is great. You just click on it, and then so I see other people that I know, prominent people arguing and saying things, and then it says this tweet is unavailable, and I'm like, I click on it, I'm like, oh, you have this person blocked, and I'm like, oh yeah, I never have to see it. I don't get harassed anymore.
Can't see me, motherfucker. Anyway, okay. Well, we'll see you on the 5th of October, and in the meantime, come join us on the forums. If you join the group, you could start a forum post on anything under the monthly folder. So just feel free to discuss whatever, and hang out and have fun with romance books. All right, see you guys later. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.